Hi, Judd. Hey. Oh, you must be the new waiter. I'm George.
Oh, so you're the dude from Vegas who left Casey when she was little.
No, I'm the other dude.
So you must be the dude who only tips 12%.
That would be me.
What can I get you, George?
Oatmeal and orange juice. What part are you up to?
And orange.
Oh, hi, Ambrose. How's your novel coming?
Not good, George. See, I don't know where to go with it after the character of the elderly bookstore owner is tied to the side of a cliff, while seabirds peck away at his flesh.
Ambrose, I explained to you why I couldn't give you dental.
Morning, Studi.
Oh, morning, Lloyd. How are you today?
Not here for small talk, Studi. I'm here in my official capacity as Edgartown's building inspector. There are reports of a tenant living in this structure.
That's just Leo.
Just Leo. Well, that's just a zoning violation, and that's just a $200 fine, and you have just 24 hours to get him out.
Well, he's going to be moving out soon. I mean, couldn't you make an exception?
You mainlanders are all alike. You come here to our island with your fistfuls of cash, and you open your tacky little stores where you sell your T-shirts and your pornographic postcards. Well, I've been watching all of you, waiting for one of you to mess up. And now, one of you has. Delicious.
Lloyd, you take your job way too seriously. Leo, could I see you for a minute?
Yeah, Judd, what is it? You want to see me?
Leo, the building inspector was just here. You're not going to be allowed to live here anymore.
Whoa, wait a minute. I'm being evicted?
Yes, it's a zoning thing.
Oh, nice little town. There's a Jew in the attic, and now they turn him in.
I don't think that had anything to do with it. He was just following orders. That didn't come out good either, did it?
Yeah. So what am I supposed to do now, huh? Now, where am I supposed to live, huh? Wait a minute, George. You have a nice big house, don't you?
Yeah, well, see, the trouble with my house is
Is what, George?
it's a one-bedroom house.
A one-bedroom house. That is unusual.
Yes, it's very, very unusual. It was built in 1820 by a sea captain who was paranoid. Yeah, that's it. He was paranoid, and he had this fear of house guests.
You're not good on your feet, are you?
No, I'm not.
This stuff looks great, by the way. I don't know why people aren't finishing this.
Ted, that is the worst waiter I've ever seen.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess you're right. I guess we're just going to have to go ahead and have you fire him.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, Ted, okay. I guess when there's a big, ugly job to be done, send in the pregnant lady, huh?
I'm a little like my dad. I have a hard time giving people bad news.
Oh, that's just a fancy way of saying you can't handle conflict.
Well, it's not my fault, all right? It's genetic. No Studi man has ever been able to handle conflict, ever since the first Studis came here on the King James.
But it was the Mayflower.
Yeah, well, we had tickets on the Mayflower, but we got bumped. We didn't want to cause a fuss.
And, Leo, we're clear that you're just going to be here for a couple days until you find a place of your own.
For the 50th time, George. Yes.
George,
Yes, Leo.
may I ask you a question?
What, Leo?
Would it bother you if I unbuttoned the top button of my pants?
Yes.
A lot.
A whole lot.
Hey, George.
What, Leo?
You snacky?
Am I what?
Snacky. And when a person is a guest in another person's house, that person usually offers that other person food.
Like I did at dinner.
No, dinner was dinner. This is snacky time.
Leo, help yourself to whatever you want in the kitchen. I'd just like to sit here and read my book.
Martha Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
Made in 1790 by a master craftsman, and you'd think that a person wouldn't put a person's floor shines on it.
Hey, Judd, that's a nice selection of bottled beer you got out there in the refrigerator.
Oh, thank you. Leo, would you mind using a coaster?
Oh, poacher. Of course. What's the matter now, George? Do I need a coaster for my ass?
You just sat on my pipe.
Oh, sorry. Ah, there you go, George. Smoke away.
I don't care to just now.
Hey, it's a beautiful day, George, you know.
Leo, you know, if you're going to stretch in that robe, I wish you'd pick the ocean side of the porch.
Why?
That's why. Hello, Mrs. Johnson. Yes, I've talked to him about it. It is a very short robe. Yes, it is. I'm as concerned about property values as you are. I'll give him the message.
So, George, what you doing today?
Oh, I thought I'd have a little talk with Lloyd, see if I can't beg him for a variance, so you can go back to the bookstore.
Why?
That robe has a lot to do with it.
All right, so what's your plan on how to handle this, Boyd?
Oh, I figured I might soften him up if I brought him lunch, you know, get to know each other.
George, you're dealing with a very low-paid public official. You want something from him, there's only one way to get it. You got to give him a little...
Are you talking about a bribe?
Bingo.
You know, I mean, that may be the way they do things in Las Vegas, but that isn't the way we do things here at Martha's Vineyard.
George, honey, the people on Martha's Vineyard are no different than people in Las Vegas. Oh, sure, you might not dress as nice, have as much class, but you're still people.
It's a bribe, and it's wrong.
You know what your trouble is? You live inside a box, you know, a cage. Built by your own fears, your own rules, your own judgments. You see, me, I've always lived outside the box.
Well, now you're living in my box.
You know what? You handle it your way, I don't care, I'll just say no. Doesn't matter to me, I like living here. It's a great house, George. I got a nice room with a view of the ocean. I'll tell you something else. You bring a broad out on this sun deck at sunset, ain't did it, watch star.
Leo, would you stop that and come back in here?
Why?
That's why.
That's when I was promoted to assistant building inspector.
Wow.
Wow, that's interesting. Are you married, Lloyd?
Yes, I am, to a stern mistress, the village of Edgartown, Massachusetts.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies? What do you do in your off hours?
I spend a great deal of time on the internet.
I'll bet you do.
Studi, why don't you tell me what this is really all about? Is it about a variance?
Well, if that subject came up, I thought you might see your way
What do you
clear.
take us for down here? A bunch of inbred boobs? Excuse me, my pager.
Is that your wife?
Actually, my mother, but your snide attitude is noted.
Good. Everything okay?
I'm running into a little resistance.
Yeah, I thought you would, so I bought you 3 big ones in cash.
No, I don't want it.
This guy is screaming for cash. He wants it. He needs it. He's begging for it. Now, trust me, huh? You gotta give him a little...
You're like an evil Jiminy Cricket.
I'm gonna leave it right here under his belt.
No, don't leave it there. Leo.
What are you doing?
Oh,
The taco salad looked so good. I was snacking.
What is that?
Nothing.
Let me see it. There's $300 in here. Is this for me, Mr. Studi?
Do you want it to be for you?
Do you want me to want it to be for me? Help me understand. You're giving me $300 in exchange for the variance?
Well,
Thank you, George.
thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you for once again proving that all you mainlanders are scum.
Excuse me?
I'm a public official. I serve the people. I have never accepted a bribe in my life, and I'm not about to start doing it right now.
Look, I got some bad advice, and this is terribly embarrassing. Why don't we just pretend that, this never happened?
Oh, we're not going to do that.
What are we going to do?
how long do I have to stay in this hellhole?
Well, it's been 8.5 minutes, George. It's really just a formality so they get an authorization code on your credit card.
Look, I just want to get out of this cage. It's filthy. It's inhuman. It's dirty.
Well, I guess we should clean it up. As soon as school starts, it goes back to being the bookmobile.
I thought I recognized it. I've given a lot of talks in here.
Hey, home at last. George, back in the Mafia, when a guy came home from the big house, he usually threw him a party, Big cake and band and a couple of broads.
Well, the evening's still young. I don't have an arraignment till 9 o'clock in the morning. What the hell?
Oh, sure. No, come on. I know you're very upset. Why don't you take a little while, calm down, and I'll get you brandy.
I made it through life without even a traffic ticket. And thanks to you, I've had my mugshot taken, and I've been fingerprinted.
Upon reflection, George, I must say, at this point, I do not believe that gentleman was looking for a bribe.
I strangled you, but the cops have my print.
No, come on, George. I know you've been through a big trauma. Why don't you look at it this way, huh? For the first time ever, you experienced life, huh? Did something bold, something daring, huh? You finally broke out of that prison of your mind.
I like that prison. At least they didn't take away your shoelace.
Oh, George, they put you on suicide watch?
I was yelling some stuff.
Okie doke, Case. Ian's out there all by himself. Let's go do this.
No, Ted, I think you should do it.
What are you talking about? By myself?
Think of it as a dry run for fatherhood. I want you to be able to deliver bad news.
Sounds like a test.
That's because it is.
Ian! Hey, I've got to talk to you for a real quick sec. Could you sit down right there for me, please? Yeah, sure. This is very, very hard for me because I like you so much. You are a great, 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 great guy. But wow, this is hard. Ian, I need to tell you that
I'm fired?
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, you're what you said.
Don't worry about it, man. I'll be okay. Yeah, I come from money.
Hey, huh?
I did it. I fired you. I actually fired you.
Oh, how was I?
Frankly, I've had better.
You know, Casey didn't even think that I'd have the nerve to do this. You see, I'm bad with confrontation.
Oh, let me get my stuff.
Huh? Oh, hey, one sec, Ian. When you go in there, could you do me a small favor? Could you pretend that you're all shook up? Oh, you know what I mean? Like I came down really hard on you. It'd make me look so good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Not a problem.
Appreciate it.
Here, but you can't treat people like this. Now, Ian, sit here. Calm down. Come on, let me get you a glass of water, okay? We're going to give you another chance tomorrow.
That one bit you in the ass, didn't it?
Your Honor, yesterday I did a very stupid thing. All my life I've been a law-abiding citizen, but in a moment of weakness, I took some bad advice and made a bad choice, and I'm embarrassed and ashamed, and wish to offer a humble apology to you and to Lloyd.
Is that all you have to say, Mr. Studi?
Also, I was under the influence of a very powerful antihistamine.
Lloyd, do you have anything to say?
Yes, sir. No matter what excuses he offers, he still tries to bribe me, and that is still a crime.
Now, Lloyd, did you at any point signal your willingness to accept the bribe? Because that would be entrapment, and that is also a crime.
Only to draw him out like the mainland rat he is.
Lloyd, this is the kind of thing that'll hit the papers. It's going to be an ugly scandal.
Yeah, we don't want to, drag the wife through that.
Why don't we all just agree that what happened yesterday was a simple misunderstanding? Case dismissed.
Oh, Your Supreme Majesty, there still is one outstanding issue which perhaps we can solve together.
What's that?
Wow, this whole comedy of errors began when my befuddled elderly friend was asking Lloyd here for a zoning variance so that I could continue to rent the space above his bookstore.
And I refuse to grant it, Your Honor. We can't go mixing commercial and rental properties.
But wait a minute. A thought occurs. Now, the building is not zoned for rental property. However, the law has nothing to say about the family staying with family.
Ooh, that is curious.
Well, so long as no rent is charged, Mr. Wagaman can stay at the bookstore in perpetuity.
Perpetuity.
It means forever, George.
I know what it means.
Good day, gentlemen.
You slipped him a kiss, didn't you? You gave him a taste of the sweet side.
George, don't embarrass yourself by trying to use the lingo, okay?
I was tricked into trying to bribe a building inspector, but, I mean, you bribed a judge on purpose. I mean, that is really breaking the law.
Whose law, George?
America's law. I mean, 200 years of democracy and freedom and justice.
Well, whatever. It needed a goose.
No.
That's the difference between you and me. You think inside the box, you see? I always think outside the box. You ought to try it sometime, George. It's called living.
You know, you're right. The hell with the rules. I'm thinking outside the box. And as long as you stay at the bookstore, I'm going to charge you $400 a month rent, and I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, wait a minute, George. They made it very clear, George.
I don't care. I'm outside the box. You know, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, well, I'm very proud of you. Remember, we agreed on $300.
I'm going to make it $450 a month. You know, for the first time in my life, I'm feeling alive.
Enjoy your meal. Hey, Dad.
Hi, Judd.
Let me tell you about our special today. We have grilled scallops in a light saffron cream sauce over polenta cakes. Huh?
Oh, sounds delicious.
Chicken salad sandwich, right?
On wheat.
Hey, George.
Oh, hi, Casey.
You got a minute?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to fill out a baby book. You know, where you put in all the information about the mom and dad and the grandparents and, you know, the first year of the baby's life.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Grandparents. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a good one. Okay, what were your first thoughts when you learned that Ted and I were going to bring a new life into the world?
Happy.
George was overcome with ecstatic joy.
Well, that too.
Okay, George, what's your favorite color?
Brown.
Let's go with blue.
Casey, since you're filling this all out by yourself, why even ask me?
Well, I let Leo fill out his own, and under life philosophy, look what he wrote.
The relentless pursuit of broads.
Yep. And I made him change it to broads.
Ted, thank you for going with me to the funeral.
Yeah, you know, I had no idea you were so close with Miss Gretzmacher. It was a little weird to see you get so emotional.
Well, she was one hell of a cleaning lady.
Dad, you only saw her one day a week. You didn't even talk to her. You just left little notes around, you know, polish this, dust that.
Ted, you don't understand. She would actually pull the refrigerator out and vacuum. There I go again.
Try not to take it so hard, George. As an employee of yours, I can assure you she's in a better place.
Thank you, Ambrose.
No matter which direction she went.
Hey, George, I'm sorry to hear about your cleaning lady. How old was she?
Only 59.
How are you handling the guilt?
Excuse me?
come on, George. I've seen how clean you like your bathtub. You killed her.
Morning, Lil.
Morning, George. What are you doing?
Oh, my new housekeeper starts today. I'm writing out cleaning instructions. I did the same thing for Mrs. Gretzmacher 4 years ago.
So who's your next victim?
Margie Polakowski.
I am picturing a woman with a mustache.
I hope so. They make the best cleaning ladies.
What did this Mrs. Gretzmacher look like?
Well, she had her own kind of beauty. She was a sort of young Ed Asner.
Morning, Leo.
Oh, morning, Ted. Hey, where's Casey?
She went to Boston to see her mom for a few days. They haven't seen each other since the wedding.
Why didn't her mom come here?
Well, she doesn't like planes. She doesn't like boats.
Oh, yeah, I remember that from our marriage.
And she doesn't like you.
I remember that from our marriage, too.
The only problem now, though, is that we're short-staffed. I don't know how I'm going to be able to handle the restaurant for the next few days.
I hear you. Say no more. Your Leo is here in your time of need.
Oh, no, Leo. Honestly, I wasn't hinting around for any kind of help.
Send me in. Whatever you need me to do, I will do.
No, thanks. It's okay, Leo.
It's okay, Leo. You hear that, George? There's the sound of my heart breaking in two.
No, I think Ted's thinking you don't have any restaurant experience.
Oh, no, he's not. He's thinking, Leo was in the mob. Leo was a small-time failed magician. I can't trust Leo with my livelihood.
Or it could be that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to take no for an answer. Hey, Ted, I'm going to help you whether you like it or not. And I'll see you at lunchtime, buddy.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said he's going to help you out.
What does that mean?
I don't know. You don't know. Welcome to George Land. Oh, hi. Hi. Can I help you?
I'm Margie Polakowski.
Oh.
I'm your new housekeeper.
Oh. Come on in. I was expecting someone a little different.
Like how?
Well, someone with a little hint of. It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, I know I look young, but don't worry, okay? Because I've had plenty of experience. I've had everything happen to me. I once even had a guy chase me around the house and corner me in the pantry. I hope you're not going to do that.
I'll probably read.
Wow, look at this place. You're my favorite kind of customer. Everything's all neat and clean already.
Yeah, but, sometimes dirt can be hard to spot.
You're right. You know what I like to do? Even if I don't see dirt most of the time, I'll just soap up a sponge and wipe it off anyway.
Welcome aboard.
You're here to help me, aren't you?
That I am, sir. You see, Ted, you're going to be busy in the kitchen. Meanwhile, your Leo will be busy out here greeting people. I will be your maitre d'.
What you wearing?
Oh, you have the great privilege of seeing me in the tuxedo I used for my magic act. Yeah, I dug it out, had it dry clean. Fortunately, if you wait long enough, everything comes back in style.
This one could take a couple more months.
Yeah, I mean, the pockets are cut a little wide, but that was to facilitate the release of the dove at the grand finale. Oh, dear God. Hey, Ted, if you have a Ziploc bag, would you shoot it out to me?
Leo, I have an idea.
Yeah, what's that?
Instead of you being my maitre d', which was a wonderful idea, I was thinking that maybe I could best use you as my fish buyer.
You're a fish buyer?
Yeah. You see, I've got to go down to the fish market every morning at like 5 a.m., and I was thinking that maybe you could take over that very important job.
Okay, just as well. Give me a chance to step up at the beach.
Great. What are you doing down there?
I have a burial at sea for a very dear friend. Let's go, buddy.
Okay, well, your laundry. I ironed your shirts. Oh, and I noticed that the wood table upstairs was a little dry, so I rubbed it down with lemon oil. You know, I'm not sure if wood furniture was Mrs. Gretzmacher's specialty.
Who? Oh, yes. Yes, wonderful woman. Terrible loss.
Can I use your phone?
Sure.
Hey, George, I need to borrow your... Whoa, doctor.
This is my new housekeeper, Margie.
My New Housekeeper starring George Studi, rated X, huh?
Stop it.
Whoops, I dropped my dust rag. Let me help you find it. Oh, here it is in the hot tub.
Look, she's a very good housekeeper. This has nothing to do with her looks.
Yeah, dear penthouse, I'm just a small bookstore owner on it.
That is just the kind of thing I hate. This is a small town. People will talk.
They'll do more than talk. They'll marvel, George.
You know, I really don't appreciate your coming over here and making innuendos.
Has anyone ever made innuendos about George Studi before? This is a wonderful day for you.
What do you want?
I want to borrow your car. That is, unless you have plans of taking your new housekeeper for a malt.
Borrow anything you want as long as you go.
All right, look, I'll drop by tonight to pick it up. Just leave a hanger on the door in case you're, hot tubbing.
Go.
Can we just talk about this later? I mean, I just called to see if you could pick me up. No, fine. You know what? Don't pick me up, okay? I'll find my own way home.
The place looks great.
I'm sorry, George. That was my boyfriend. See, he wants to get married, you know, but I'm not sure I'm ready. My dad is putting so much pressure on me, but not because he's interested in me or my happiness. He doesn't have a son, you know, and all he wants is someone to leave his stupid fishing boat to, and neither one cares about me at all.
So often people are preoccupied with their own selfish issues. Oh, wow, you dusted my ship models and everything.
Well, what do you think, George? Huh? I mean, do you think that I'm too young to get married?
Margie, I think that's a decision that only you can make.
Yes! Thank you! That's exactly what I've been trying to say. Thank you, George! You know, you're the first person I've talked to that understands me. And you're so sweet.
Well, I've always been good with the young people.
Do you think you could give me a ride home?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, and when you drop me off, you're gonna have to get real low in the seat, okay? Because if my boyfriend sees you, he'll be furious.
Margie, see, I don't like to get involved in my employees' private lives, and so if this is going to turn into something messy, I just... What's that smell?
Oh, cinnamon? I always like to put a cinnamon stick in some water on the stove. It makes the house smell wonderful. What were you going to say, George?
Can we move you to twice a week?
Dad, Leo's just going to the fish market. You know, I wrote out the list very carefully. You can't screw that up, right? Dad, please, stop that. I mean, he's just picking up fish. It's the easiest job I do. Nothing could possibly go wrong, right?
I just got beer up my nose.
We'll see what I get tomorrow. The place looks great, Dad. You like your new housekeeper?
Yeah, she's fine.
What's her name?
Margie Polakowski.
Oh, good God. Another one of your 400-pound lugs from the former Soviet Union?
Pretty much, yeah. I tell you the truth, I really didn't pay much attention to her looks.
Oh, George!
Hi. Hey, Margie.
Dad?
Sorry to bother you so late. I just had a huge fight with my father and my boyfriend, and I stormed out of the house, and I have no place to go except the bus station. Can I please stay with you just for tonight?
Well, if you have nowhere else to stay.
Hi. Hey there, I'm Ted, George's son.
Nice to meet you.
George's 28-year-old son.
You have a very nice father who is saving my life tonight. Thank you so much, George.
She had a fight with her boyfriend.
Please,
and her
Ted,
father.
please. Don't bother to explain. I know you. I know this is not what it looks like. You're just a victim of circumstance.
Well, thank you, Ted.
So wait, I'm going to have a little brother who's like 30 years younger than me? Is that what you're trying to...
I'm so sorry to bother you, George, but I have lost my cat, Millie.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, did Millie run in here? Maybe I should check.
Yeah, Mrs. Johnson, I've lived here long enough to know that you don't have a cat. That your husband is allergic to cats.
Okay, then let's cut the crap. Who is she?
She's my new housekeeper, and she's just staying here for one night.
No wonder you worked Gretschmunker to death. I mean, you were ready for some new meat. Hi.
Hi, Margie. This is Mrs. Johnson. She lost her cat.
Oh, that's terrible. We'll keep an eye out for her.
Goodbye, George. I'll look for you on the Jerry Springer show.
Good morning. I'm the new purchasing representative of the Summer Street Bistro.
Where's Ted?
I'm his authorized representative.
Got his list?
Yeah, I have his list. But we're not going to do things the list way. List is for schmucks, you know? He's a nice boy, but unfortunately you're dealing with Leo Wagonman now.
Okay, what can I get for you, Leo Wagaman?
Stuff in the back.
Excuse me?
In the back. Secret stash, the good stuff. The stuff out front here is for tourist rubes.
I don't think I have anything in the back.
Why don't you tell that to President Lincoln?
Okay, I'll check. That's the only thing I could find in the back.
Oh, well, what do you call this fish?
Bucket fish.
Bucket fish, I see. So, how much?
$20.
I'll give you 3.
Sold.
Nice doing business with you.
I'm just glad you're in town.
Dutch,
Yeah.
I need to talk to you. Margie and I broke up last night. It's over between us.
What happened?
She says there's only one guy in the world who understands her, and she spent the night with this guy.
Somebody took advantage of my little girl. What's his name?
George Studi.
George Studi. Whoa. He's my dearest friend in the whole world.
So you know about him and my daughter, Margie?
Oh, so you're Margie's father?
Yeah.
Oh, you must know George loves her. Oh, let me tell you, he is very satisfied with her performance.
He was.
Oh, yeah. He's a very hard man to please, too. The last one died on him. Ciao.
What are we going to do about this George guy, Dutch?
You're gonna watch the fish stand, and I'm gonna open up a can of whoop-ass!
So, nice, huh?
What do you call it?
Bucket fish. It's from the back.
I didn't know they kept fish in the back.
Oh, don't feel bad. You're young. George has raised you in a bubble.
Doesn't look like it's from the waters of this planet.
you told me to do was to make sure that the eyes were shiny and it didn't smell fishy.
Well, the eye is shiny.
Oh, come on, come on, it's delicious. Let's try it.
Yeah, let's try it, please. This piece is probably done by now. Sample of its up, shall we? You first.
With pleasure.
Please.
Mmm.
Come on.
Tender.
Really?
Mm, flaky. Delicious. This is excellent bucket fish.
That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good, Leo. All right, with the right sauce and some herbs, you can cut up a few more of these pieces. My God. Where's the part I cut off? Is it regenerating?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Dutch Polakowski, Margie's father.
George Studi. Nice to meet you.
You gonna invite me in?
Oh, yes, I'm shy. Sorry, sure. So what can I do for you, Dutch?
Oh, I was just wondering how you and Margie were, getting along.
Oh, that's very nice of you. We're getting along great. She's a terrific girl.
Oh, yeah?
Dutch, to tell you the truth, she may be the best I've ever had.
Ted, I think that bucket fish did something to my mouth.
I was popping it with just me.
Wow, sorry, Bobby,
Why'd you have to buy the bucket fish? Huh? Who has a fish special?
please. No Bobby panic.
Pot up, Leo.
George, I have the most incredible story to tell. What the hell happened to you?
Somebody hit me in the nose. I don't know how, I don't know why. But I know it's your fault. Stuff like this never happened to me before you were here, and now it's happening all the time.
No, George, I take umbrage that you would think that it was my fault. Who hit you?
Margie's father, a big guy, a fisherman.
Upon reflection, George, I may have indeed had some small role to play as regards your nose injury.
I know, but I'm not angry.
You're not?
No.
Oh. George, tell me, did the doctor give you any pain pills for that nose?
Yes, quite a few.
And you've taken some tonight, haven't you?
Yes, quite a few.
Would you like some help getting upstairs, George?
Yes, quite a few. Leo, I don't feel anything now, but when these wear off, I'm really going to be mad at you.
Oh. Well, you probably forget about the whole thing in the morning.
Not this one, buddy.